Hi there, Whitney with Brilliant People here. I just thought I would take a minute to share some of the updates that we have been working on behind the scenes for a little while now, and we're really excited about them. And granted, we know that COVID has absolutely thrown everyone for a loop and is going to continue to do so for probably quite some time. But we hope that this information will provide some inspiration for you in regard to your learning and development needs over the next season. So, as you know, we are fierce advocates for awesome workplace culture, and we're here to help organizations like yours create connection and community in the workplace. So, you might have heard me say before that people differences trigger people problems. More accurately, not understanding these differences is often what triggers a problematic response. But I know from personal experience that it doesn't have to be this way. Honestly, this is why I founded Brilliant People. I truly believe when we can help people understand themselves and the others that they connect with on a daily basis, it shifts the lens through which they see the world and how they choose to show up. So our goal is to help people make incremental shifts in their approach based on their emotional needs and those of the people they work with in order to develop deeper, more authentic relationships. And a personal passion of mine is to encourage and inspire people to say no to status quo. Don't just do what you've always done because it's easy. Take a stand and be the change you want to see in the workplace. So we've had the privilege of bringing our proprietary programming to many organizations, including yours. And this year we expanded our programming to have access to better tools to help us round out our continual learning model for true transformation. So with that in mind, we've spent the last several years researching different models to use as the basis for our personality training, which is truly the foundation to all that we teach. We wanted to find an assessment that worked well with our proprietary programming, as well as be an effective tool for the learners that we work with. Our goal has always been to keep it as simple as possible. With our program, we want the learner, after even one session, to walk away with a surface level understanding of who they are and how others perceive them. With that basic understanding, rather than seeing differences as problematic, they can see how those differences actually help to fill each other's gaps. So this research led us to the Wiley Group, who we partnered with in February for two programs in particular, Everything DISC and the 5 Behaviors. And we're really excited about what this partnership means for us as well as for our clients. So this partnership has allowed us to offer new programs as well as infuse our established programs with research-backed information for a more in-depth learning opportunity. And first, I'm going to walk you guys through what the Everything DISC piece looks like, and then we'll get into the 5 behaviors. But with Everything DISC, they've really created a model that stays simple but memorable. It's rich with insight, and it's been used by millions of people all over the world. Plus, it correlates beautifully with our foundational personality development training. So really the only noticeable difference for those who have taken our programs before will be the updated terms used to identify each style and the colors associated with those style names. So the first program in the lineup is called Workplace, and this one really engages every individual in building more effective relationships at work. As you know, we've taught productive conflict in the past, and this one really helps transform destructive behavior into productive responses. But with our new partnership, we now have the additional benefit of an adaptive assessment to go along with it, which really helps us better understand how each individual handles conflict so that we can go deeper in a group session and tackle specific needs and areas for growth. The management training helps managers, team leads, even department heads successfully engage, motivate, and develop their people. Because as I'm sure we've all experienced, a lot of times people get promoted into management because they do an amazing job as an individual contributor, but having the skills necessary to actually inspire and manage others is a completely different ballgame. And the newest program in the Everything DISC suite of products is Agile EQ. It was released earlier this year, and the timing couldn't be better. It was developed to nurture the emotional intelligence necessary to support an agile culture, allowing a person to further their EQ by understanding their natural behaviors. And if this year has taught us anything, it's the importance of being agile so that we can pivot and embrace change. So along with all of this, we can now provide adaptive digital assessments, which allow the facilitator and the learner to go a lot deeper, as we've said, in each training session. And each report, which is about 20 to 25 pages depending on the program, provides in-depth information on an individual's style and offers considerations for connecting more deeply with other styles. And we can now offer the Everything Disc digital platform, which is a self-led learning portal that offers several reports to choose from, as well as just other really great tools to help us, again, go a little deeper, to help the individual learner go a little deeper on their own. Here's a couple of examples of the reports that can be pulled. The comparison report between two people is an awesome tool, whether it's between a manager and a direct report, or possibly two people that are working on a project together. And it just really helps them both understand who the other is, and again, gives them some specific suggestions on how they might connect more deeply. The second report is called the Group Culture Report, and this one's really awesome for understanding the overall dynamic, the overall personality style for a group. And so as you can see in this one, it's heavily based on the C style, which is the conscientiousness style. And so that means this group is going to really be more focused on accuracy, stability, really kind of just challenging each of the other people. And the great thing about this is that you can see where the gaps are, right? If you are really low in the S style, as an example, then that might be an area where people are going to have to flex to really kind of bring those attributes out. So there are a lot of DISC providers out there, but the Everything DISC model by the Wiley Group is backed by decades of continuous market research. This truly puts their products in a class of their own. The insights and aha moments in an Everything DISC learning experience don't happen by accident. They're the result of the Everything DISC model combined with our transformational learning approach that drives meaningful behavior change. And with a 97% satisfaction rating among organizations and learners worldwide, you can really feel confident that Everything DISC is going to meet the needs of your workforce. So as if all that wasn't enough, we also have the 5 Behaviors programming as part of our mix, and we are really excited about this. This program was co-developed with the help of Patrick Lencioni, and it's based on his New York Times best-selling book, The 5 Dysfunctions of a Team, which you've probably heard me reference in our trust and conflict training. There are 2 versions, both diving into the 5 behaviors most important to a cohesive, collaborative working environment, which are trust, conflict, commitment, accountability, and results, and just how each one layers on the last. In the personal development version, the focus is on the organization as a team and helps people who might sometimes be on a short-term project or just have a particular assignment that they're working with others very closely on. The team development version is specific to intact teams who've been together for at least 6 weeks. Both are designed to help learners work together more efficiently and effectively based on these 5 areas that are so important to team success. And there are also ways that we can work with a large department, as an example, using the personal development version and then pull specific team reports for those teams within that department needing to go a little deeper. So what does all this mean for you, the customer? Well, what it means is that we've got a complete solution for your organization's needs. And I also wanted to use this time to talk for a second about the pricing updates that we've got in place. As some of you may recall from information sent out last school year, our pricing was updated after bringing in a business consultant to help us understand industry standards and where we were in the mix. So if you have any questions regarding pricing, please get in touch. And we also want to let you know that we are offering a really deep discount through the end of 2020 for past or current clients, understanding that we're all going through a tough time with COVID and just knowing that there have been some subsequent budget cuts. So now that we've covered all the additions being infused into the Brilliant People program, I also want to share what hasn't changed. The value we bring to organizations like yours. Adding the Everything DISC and 5 Behaviors training modules to our proprietary programming, plus the ability to provide digital assessments and reports, is a huge value add to the organizations that we serve. For many of you, our proprietary personality training is where we started, and we want to assure you that we will continue to teach this model with a few adjustments that we believe will really strengthen the learning experience. In addition to the digital assessment that I've mentioned, which goes a lot deeper than the previous assessment used, we've also updated the names for this foundational training in our program to better identify what each is really about. And if we've worked with you in the last 8 months or so, you've already heard these names, these terms. But if we worked with you prior to that, this is going to be new information for you. So previously, our programming was called The Power of Personality, and it was just part 1, part 2. Pretty simple. So we have updated this so that part 1 is called the diversity of personality, because it focuses on helping people better understand the differences in personalities and really celebrate them for what each one brings to the organization. And part 2 has been updated to be the language of personality, because its focus is really on effective communication between the different personality styles. And the last thing that this hasn't changed, but you all might not have been aware of it, is my sister's involvement. So I want to introduce you to my sister, Brittany. She's the programs director, curriculum designer, and a facilitator with Brilliant People. She's been on our team for the last couple of years. And after seeing the transformation happen with clients through our programming, which honestly she's had a lot to do with, she recently stepped up to become a partner in the company. That in and of itself has just been a dream come true for us. We're both super passionate about supporting each other. And thankfully, we've got a common goal in bringing this work to organizations like yours to help you develop amazing workplace culture. Her background is in education, writing curriculum, and she's also a former Covey facilitator. So she's really been an amazing part of the team, and she also co-facilitates with me depending on the needs. So you may have already met her, and if not, I'm sure you will in the near future. And again, we know that this year is still going to be full of challenges. There are still going to be unexpected things coming our way, but we want you to know at Brilliant People, we're here to support you in whatever way we can. And we look forward to a time, hopefully in the near future, where we can all be together in person again.